Welcome back guys. In this video we are going to see how to simulate mouse and keyboard with automation anywhere. Okay, so under vwall we will be talking about insert keystrokes, insert mouse click, and insert mouse move and insert mouse scroll. So here these three commands, insert mouse click, mouse move and mouse scroll, these are related with the mouse actions, and keystrokes is related with keyboard. Okay, so first let's talk about mouse click. Okay, then we'll come to the keystrokes. Let's not go with sequence, but we'll go with the sequence that we can understand. Okay, let's go with mouse click. So before that, create a new task. Okay, so where you can perform, where you can create all these activities. So when we want to click a mouse at a particular location, given X and Y location, we have to choose on which window we have to perform this task. Okay, that is very important. So here we have so many windows opened here, so we can perform a window which is already in open. Okay, so now I'm going to select a window title. So let's say, for example, go to HTML drag and drop API. Okay, or you can see here, this is the normally editor that I use. Okay, we can use this one, or we can use a different different options, but for a moment's sake let's go here. Okay, so or for example, let's not be here, but yeah, let's click on home page. Okay, here home button using the click method. Okay, so I'm going to select drag and drop API, which is nothing but in a Google Chrome, and once we select which window we want to operate, then we have to capture where we want to click. So in our case, I want to click this home icon. Okay, so now let's go to automation anywhere and click on capture and hold it, just press down. Okay, don't leave the button. Okay, just click the mouse button down. Now point where you want to click. Okay, by dragging. So this is the place I want to click, and you can see the X pose and Y position next to the mouse cursor. Okay, so this is the position I want to click. Okay, so I have left it there. Now it has calculated the mouse. So do we need to have any delay before clicking? So as of now I don't want to click, and here if in advanced view you can see few more options. One is left button, middle button, right button, and under the event you have a click. Click means just you click and leave it, that's a click. Double click means double click and leave, and button down means you click the mouse down but you do not leave it. Okay, that's what button down. And button up, you click the mouse button down but do not leave it. Okay, and related to whether to the screen or to the window. Screen is, this is the complete screen. Okay, when I say window, this is the window. The window could be in this position also. Now also it will work based on the window. So as of moment, let's go with the screen. Okay, so we have selected all the position, we do not want any delay, but let's see what happens when we click this particular button. But before clicking, let's click on our own, so that we can expect the what is going to be the output. So it should come to this page. Okay, this is what our expectation. Let's go back. Now save and save the task. Say something like keyboard mouse. Okay, let me run now. Now it is going where we have expected. So the click was successful. So this is how you can click, and you can emulate clicking anything. For example, you can right click. So nowadays every person is going towards a laptop, so even with the mouses we do not have a middle button. Okay, middle button is nothing but when we are having the laser mouses, I mean a few years back we used to have a scroll. Okay, so it not only works for scrolling, when if you have ever clicked it, it will also perform like a button only. Okay, you can perform a scroll, that is the major function, but it works as well as a button, so that is middle button. Okay, so let's see what happens when we right click it. So let's go back to the same position. So if I right click it here on this one, I should get open link in new window, open link in incognito, save link, copy as, download IDM and inspect. Okay, these are the options that we are expecting if we right click on the home icon here. Okay, now I don't want to change the position, but only thing I want to change is right click. Okay, now save and save the task and run. See, we got the options here. Okay, the right click also works, but there is no need for work with the middle button. It is no more valid. Even the application does not honor the middle button. So here in the event we have a click and double click and button down and button up. We can perform a double click also, and we can perform button down and button up. Okay, for example, let's say when I click here, it selects. Okay, when I double click in this particular position, it selects only the word. So before that let's understand a few things. Okay, when we are working with the mouse, whenever you are working with the desktop applications, you will see the left side click and right side click. In the desktop application, you will mostly use the left side button. While you are using in a web browser, most of the time you will use left button and right button. Okay, so when you are in a desktop applications, you will be using click and double click more often, but when you are in a web applications, mostly you will be using a single click, not a double click. Okay, these things you need to keep in mind. So here now we are going with the browser, so we can have a single click or double click. Okay, so I hope you understand why we use single click and double click. So for practice purpose, I have opened this web page. Okay, so which is chercher.tech/practice/popup. So here we can perform single click, double click, all the stuff. Okay, even here we can hover and we can perform operations, but here I am more interested on double clicking, because normally we only find a single clickings all the time. So in the web application it's hard to find double clicks. So let me showcase double click here. Okay, so this is single click. Let it be here, or let it disable it. Sorry, here itself we can edit it if I'm not wrong. Okay, again refresh the page, and this time capture the other one, which is practicing handling alerts Google Chrome. Okay, this is the title of the page, if we can see it here. And here this one we want to double click it, not a single click. Say for example, if I click one, it will not do anything, but when I double click it, it will showcase a pop-up. Okay, fine. Now we have to capture the question. Click on the capture, just click and hold and leave it on double click button. Okay, now it got captured. And which click we want to have? No, left click, but we want to have a double click rather than a single click. Okay, so it is based on the screen rather than on a window. Save. Okay, now save the task and run it. It should open the pop-up if it double clicks. Now you can see the pop-up got opened, which means that the Automation Anywhere double clicked on the button. Okay, so now let's talk about one more thing. Okay, so here we have the application, right? Let me minimize it, not completely minimize, but let me pull it down a little so that you can understand what is the difference between based on screen and based on page. Okay, now keep it this way. So this is the screen start point. Okay, but this is the application start point. Okay, now let's go to Automation Anywhere. So when we are having a screen based, okay, so one thing, when you are having a screen based coordinates, what happens is, like, when you are running with a different screen sizes, then there is a chance that your task will fail. Okay, at the same time, when you are using with based on your application, okay, based on your application, most of the time, I mean, compared with the screen, the window based, actually the window based will be better option. Okay, so always capture based on window. Okay, so this time let's go to advanced view. Let's go based on window. Okay, but previously with screen we were having 343 311, right? So now let's capture here. Okay, so this is 402 486. Now we have capture based on window. Now save. It seems it does not. Okay, okay, it's pointing here. Maybe it's just altering a few things. Okay, let me showcase. So here we are doing it. Let me pull it somewhere here and check whether it's giving me the right one. Capture. Okay, so X position, Y position, but if we go here, it will still showcasing 360 318. Have you noticed it that while we are pointing the cursor on the application, it is showing that somewhere like 825 625. So this is based on the screen position. Okay, the moment I leave it and go to the automation anywhere pop-up, it shows 347 324. Okay, these are based on the window. Okay, that's why whatever you see on the tooltip, it's not converted here. Basically it got converted into window level. Okay, now let's save this one and save the task and rerun. We got this one got double clicked. Okay, so again this time instead of going with the screen level, let's go with instead of going with the window level, let's go with the screen. So relative to screen. Okay, just again capture it, the same window again we have to choose. Now capture. So here this time it is showing that 925 600, the same, nearby the same values. So this time I'm leaving it here. Now if you go and see the pop-up, the same values you are getting it, because this time it is showing based on this time we are going with based on the screen, which means from here. Okay, this corner. So now save and save the task and run. Still we should get the same pop-up. The only difference you can see it here, the coordinates values will be changed. Okay, yeah, so that's all. So somehow instead of double clicking, it just expanded it. Okay, so leave it here and let's go with the next command. Okay, the next one, in here we have covered almost all the commands. Okay, so button down, button up, we will talk it in a minute. Okay, so the button down is nothing but pressing the button down left. Here we have selected the left button, so here this means pressing the left button down. Okay, and not leaving it. You just press the button down and don't leave it. Okay, and button up is just leave the button which you have pressed. Okay, so here it's a left button, so leave the left button. Okay, so basically when we button down and button up, that is called click. Okay, so here I want to perform some tasks. So for this example, I'm going to use one drag and drop API, so which is present under w3schools.com/html html5 drag and drop.asp. This URL may or may not change in the future, but this is for practice sake. Okay, so if you are not able to find this page, you can use any other web page or application. Okay, so here what I want is I want you to grab the concept. Okay, now let's, so here we were seeing button down, button up, so just keep this two things in memory, but let's go to another command. So another command is mouse move. Okay, let's bring the mouse move into the work area. So mouse move is nothing but, for example, if you can see it here, my mouse is at cancel. Okay, the mouse move is nothing but moving this cursor from one place to another place. For example, this could be some XYZ position. Now if I want to move it to the variable section, then I have to move here. So this is another coordinates. Okay, this is another coordinates. Here we have to say that leave it here. Okay, this is what mouse move, moving the cursor. Okay, so we have to give two coordinates from where you want to move the mouse, and second thing is from where you want to move the mouse and to where you want to move the mouse, from which place you want to start and from to which place you want to leave. Okay, so first thing we have to capture the mouse position first. Okay, so click on capture and you can leave this mouse wherever you want. So this is the mouse position I want. So in this activity, what we are going to do is, here you can see that there is a w3schools.com, right? Yeah. So from here, this is the mouse, and I'm going to move here. Okay, this is the task, but it might look like it's kind of weird why we are doing it. Okay, so now, as I explained earlier, button down is used to click the button down. Okay, now if I merge button down and mouse move, okay, this becomes a drag. Okay, mouse drag. Are you getting it? So normally if you want to drag one item, what you will do is, first you will press the button down and then you will move the mouse. Okay, this is called drag, and you will leave it in some position, that is 2 position. Okay, now we captured both. Now save. So edit the first command and now change it to button down. Okay, so here we want to button down, but where? So let me refresh it. So refresh, and which is the application we want? We want the HTML drag and drop API, because here you can see the same HTML drag and drop API. Okay, capture. So this is the position where we want to click the button down. Okay, so here we are clicking button down and save. So what we are doing is, first I am pressing the button down and then I am moving the mouse from one place to another place. Still now we have not made that button up. Okay, when we make the button up, then it is called drag. Okay, drag and drop. So now, till now we have created drag, and now we have to leave the drop. So drop means just leave the button up. So for that, again add insert mouse click. Okay, so this time we are going to capture the same HTML drag and drop API application and capture. So this is the position we want to leave. Okay, so it got captured. Which button? Left button, but what we want to do, make a button up. Okay, now save it. So now we have created a drag and drop using three commands. Okay, let's go to the HTML page here, and if I click it manually, if I click and drag and drop it, see, this is how it will be. This is what we are expecting as a result. So let me refresh this page. Okay, now if we execute it, this W3 school icon should come here, or at least that's what we are expecting. Okay, so now the process getting started. Can you see it? The icon came here. Yes. So this is how you create a drag and drop. So I hope you understood that first we are clicking down and then move the mouse and then leave. Sorry, first we are buttoning down and then move the mouse and then button up. So this is called drag and drop. But so you can have a doubt that, is it the only purpose of the mouse move? No, mouse move has other purposes as well. So let me remove the clicks. Okay, now let's have only mouse move. For example, in this application, so I'm going back to the same application as the old one. So here there is a menu called submenu. Normally submenus are nothing but whenever you hover on it, it will, it will showcase the hidden options. Okay, so this is the purpose of submenu. So you can create a submenu, or sorry, you can handle the submenu using the mouse move. For example, now let's capture the, put the mouse here. But this is the from position, but we are just moving it, right? So let's capture again nearby the same place, in the same button. So from somewhere to somewhere we are dragging and dropping, because if this mouse is in this current position and I want to drag it here, okay, I don't care whether what current position I am. Basically, ultimate thing is where I should be. That's what matters. So this is the thing matters, but as this is a mandatory, so we are filling it. Otherwise it is okay, you can ignore it. Okay, you don't have to fill this part. Now save and save the task, and what it should do is, it should hover on it here and it should show 3 options: chercher, Google, Bing. Okay, Now let's run the task. Okay, so it was not it's not activating the application. So after running it, let's go to the let's go to the Chrome. Can you see the mouse moved from the taskbar to there, and it's showing three options: chercher, Google, and Bing. Okay, so we'll go for the next option. Okay, so now what is the next option present in the mouse move? So the other one is mouse scroll. Okay, so for example, let me take the old history, I mean that drag and drop itself. So here I want to invoke mouse move. So here the not mouse move, mouse scroll. So we are done with mouse move. Now let's bring mouse scroll. In the mouse scroll, it will not be working based on the application. So whatever the application is got activated, it will move the mouse there. Okay, so first it says like whether you want to scroll up or scroll down. So I want to scroll down. Okay, iteration. So if you see, let me showcase mouse with scroll bar. Yeah, okay, go to images, let me showcase. So in this image, if you can see it, there are small kind of a marks. Okay, so this is 1 point. If you move from here to here, if you move it, that is called 1 point. Okay, so here with automation anywhere, you can say like how many iterations. So here iteration is nothing but how many points you want to move or move up. So one thing you need to be sure is iteration is not one round of the wheel. Okay, it is 1 point of the wheel. Okay, so here what point means, see, here to here is 1 point. Okay, so now let's say like I need one iteration. Okay, so where I wanted to have it on this particular application, but mouse scroll does not happen based on the application. So if some application is got activated here, then it will perform the action on that particular page only. Okay, so now, so at the same time we can go to there is a window action. Okay, window actions item is there. So here we can activate a window. So just to make sure that we are doing it on the right window. Okay, so what happens when we activate window is the particular application comes to the front. Okay, so here we are talking about the HTML application and save. So I want it on the top. So sorry, let me bring it here. So first what I want is first activate the window and then move the mouse, and we don't need the mouse move because we delete, because it was happening on the other page. So only thing we are working on here is mouse scroll. It should scroll one step down, right? Yeah, one step down. Here itself you can see mouse scroll, direction down, and iteration 1. Okay, so remember that here we have this particular position. Okay, so with 1 most probably there will be only a little change. Okay, so next we will go with the 10. Now mouse got, if you have seen that it got moved. Okay, because previously it was in this position, right? So let's say instead of a 1, if I go with the 10, then scroll will be much. Save the task and run. This time you can see it, you don't have to activate because we have written to activate it. So it will come front. See, the mouse moved little far compared with the 1. Okay, so if I change it to, I mean this time let's go up to scroll 10 ups. Okay, so now save, it should go to the top. Save and run. Okay, now it came to the top. Okay, the next one we are going to talk is insert keystrokes, because we have seen mouse click and mouse move, mouse scroll. Let's go to keystrokes, but let's delete the let's delete the mouse scroll, but let's keep the activate window. Here we are going to perform some action, so let's type something here and then do it. Okay, for example, what I want is I want to go to bing.com. okay, so it is something like I want to come here and then type bing.com. it should go here. Okay, or what I want to do is, that's what I wanted to do. Let's do it. Okay, somewhere here it was there. Yeah, here you can go back. Not this one, but yeah, the Bing. Let's go back one step. So this is where in this one I want to type. Okay, so here we have. Now let's bring the keystrokes. Okay, it is loading all the variables. Now we have to enter on which window we want to enter the values. Okay, so we want to type it on the HTML drag and drop API. So which keys we want to enter? Okay, for example, let me enter 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so this is the values I want to enter. Now save. But we have not mentioned where to enter. Okay, so it basically tries to enter. Now let's add a mouse click here before the second step, so that we can make sure that where we want to click. Okay, now once you select the title, click on capture. I want to click on this URL bar. Okay, so we have selected the URL bar, and what we want to click, we want to click on the left button. Okay, so what happens is, first it will activate the window and then it will click here and then it will type 1 2 3 4 5 something. Okay, like that. Now let's save the task and run. Okay, so here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 9 got entered. Okay, so we can enter the keystrokes like this one. But now you have a doubt that, now I don't want this kind of thing, just tell me how to go to bing.com from here. Okay, so one thing you need to remember is we are not doing the web automation. Okay, you can type it in anywhere. For example, let's take notepad. Okay, in the notepad you can perform the operation. So we have opened the notepad, and in notepad also you can enter some value. For example, this is gonna be in notepad. Okay, so I can save it, but which window I want to activate? I want to activate, sorry, let's refresh so that it will open the notepad. Where, that's not the one, somewhere it should be here, untitled notepad. So this is the title we want to, and we want to enter the text there, but we have not mentioned where it has to enter. Okay, now save it. So let's uncomment, let's disable these two lines and let's have only the keystrokes, and save and run the task. So only the keystrokes command will be executed and it should be entering the text in the notepad. Okay, now we got it. Okay, this is fine. Now let's enable these two. Okay, so instead of here we have clicked. Now what I want is, I want to go to bing.com. Okay, so here we are having untitled notepad. Just refresh and let's choose the drag and drop itself. Okay, what we want to type is bing.com. right, but before that, last time when we typed, it typed at the end, it did not wipe all the things away, right? So we want to wipe all the things away. But if you are doing as a person, what you will do is, you will press Ctrl A and you will press backspace. Okay, this is one way. Our second way is, after pressing Ctrl A, then if you start typing, it will replace all the things whatever is present. Okay, so now let's do that. So here we have selected the keystrokes bing.com. so before this one I want to make one more. Okay, so here I'm going to remove the content. So here also again I have copied the keystrokes just because I want to say Control A and delete, or just type, or basically just press Control A. That's what I want. Okay, you can see multiple options like function keys and then other supporting keys present in the keyboard. Okay, so here I want to press Control down, and what I want to press is A. So you cannot see any button with A, right? So it is simple, just type A from the keyboard. Okay, that's all. Now this means that press Control down and then press A. That's what this means. Okay, now if I try to save it, it will show an error, that invalid sequence of control key. This is fine, this is expected pop-up only. You press yes. Okay, now what should do is it will activate the browser window and it will click on this particular window. Okay, here, so it will click here and then it will say Control A and then it will start typing. Again, if you want, say for example here, after Control down you can leave the Control up. Okay, so we are leaving, after Control A we are leaving it. Now everything is selected. Now you can use the backspace as well to remove completely. Okay, now we are pressing Control down A and leaving the Control up and then pressing backspace, so which means it will remove all the things and then it should enter bing.com. okay, yes, save it and run the task. Bing.com came in, but we have typed and we have not pressed anything like here or enter key. That's why it is not going to the Bing. So now in the keystroke along with the bing.com we can pass enter key as well. Here if you can see somewhere you will see the enter. Okay, so here you can see the enter key. You press enter. Now save it. So what it should do is activate and click in the URL bar and then delete all the things, I mean backspace it, and then type bing.com and then press enter. Okay, this is what we are expecting. So let's, so I mean I'm sorry. So this is the URL. Let me do it from the page. Let's run it now. So URL is here and the complete URL is there. Let's run. It will bring. Okay, so now we got bing.com. So that is all with insert keystrokes, insert mouse click, and insert mouse move and mouse scroll. So similar to this one, we can enter any text or any values. Okay, now before ending the video I want to go with a small assignment. Okay, so the assignment is simple. Okay, so go to this website itself, I mean go to any website or any place. Now I want this particular text, okay, this particular text into the notepad. Here I want this value here, something like from this value whatever is present here, I want this value to present in notepad. How will you do it? Pause the video for a moment and think. Okay, now you can unpause it. Now I'm going to tell you the solution. So first activate the browser, second you click on the URL, and third you are pressing Control A and then backspace, right? Now remove the backspace, I do not want it. Now I want to press Control A and then what I want is I want to press Control C. Okay, Control down now we have, and I'm going to say Control C. Control A, Control C means copy. Now save it. Yes, I want to save it. Now instead of so let's edit this one. So instead of a Bing editor and all, let's refresh and get the notepad application. Okay, now we got the notepad application. Here I want to enter it. So how will you paste it? Control down and V should paste it. Okay, save. So one thing you can ask, can we leave the control up here itself? We can do it. So here we can put a control up, no problem. So here we are putting control Control A and Control C, basically copy all, and then here we are pasting it in the notepad. Okay, now let's run. Let's see whether it works or not. Copied and it did not paste. Okay, so the one we got failed. Okay, there is nothing to worry. So if it is not working, then you have to be in the same way. It's not working, it's fine. Okay, now just one thing we can do. Instead of a C, let's give a space. Control A space C. Okay, now save and rerun it again. One or other way we are going to do this assignment, but let's try this one. Yeah, so this time it got copy pasted here. So the only thing is we have left the space here. So now this time this one works fine. Okay, so I hope you understood. Basically what I wanted is I want to copy this URL and paste it in here in the notepad. Okay, so the next, what is the other way of doing this stuff? Okay, so let's say after Control C you control up. Okay, now you might be performing some other tasks, but at the time you might want this URL maybe after 20 or 30 steps. Okay, meanwhile you might have pressed so many control downs and control ups. How are you going to do it? Okay, so that is one important thing that you guys need to remember. When we press Control C, okay, in manually when we say, like, when we copy some text, it is present somewhere in the computer, but what is or where it is, so this location is called clipboard. Here you can see it. There are three options. One, you can assign the value to the clipboard, and second one, you can get the value from the clipboard. The moment you copy it, it goes to the clipboard. You don't have to explicitly assign it. The moment you say control down A and C, it copies it, and now you can get it from the assign from the clipboard. So that is the way we used to do Control V. Whenever we say Control V, copy it from the clipboard. That's what we are telling. Paste it from the clipboard. Okay, now instead of pasting it here, what we can do is we can copy this thing, not this one actually. So assign to clipboard. So here we are not going to assign, but we are going to assign from clipboard to a variable. So here you can say prompt assignment. Okay, so this is one variable that comes by default. You can assign it to this variable, or you can create any new variable as well. Okay, so as of moment, let's go with prompt assignment. Now I have assigned. Okay, now if you want to see, for a moment's sake, if you want to see it, you can insert the message box wherever you want. Okay, that does not complain you anything. Okay, now I am inserting the prompt. Now it will say that this particular thing is the text. Okay, so this is where we are copying it, the URL, and then we are pasting it here, right? Let's remove this thing and insert another thing called assign from clipboard. Anyway, we have already copied from the clipboard. Now we can write it to the board. Okay, so how do you write it to a file? Any guess? No? Yes? No? Okay, again you have to go and insert the keystrokes at the end. Here what you can do is activate the notepad. So this is the same notepad, if I'm not wrong. So let's refresh. So take the notepad. Okay, now here you want to insert. So here, instead of pressing the buttons, you can bring the prompt variable. Okay, now save it. So this time it's going to insert this value from the prompt assignment variable rather than typing. Let's run. So first way we have seen, we pasted it, Control V. This time we are trying with a variable. So first it gives the message pop-up that this is the URL. Okay, that it got copied. Okay, fine. So now in the notepad you can see it got typed again. Okay, so these are the operations you can perform using the mouse and keyboard. It is not like limited to only this. You can perform so many tasks using the combination of mouse and keyboard. Okay, so I hope This video is it has given little idea about how to use the mouse and keyboard, but in case if you want more, or if you want struggling with something, you can always reach to us in the comment section. Okay, so that's all for this video. We will meet in next video with some interesting topic from Automation Anywhere. Thank you.